First and foremost, I want to thank all Edo sons and daughters all over the world, those in the diaspora as well as those at home. We're currently experiencing one of the most critical aspects of our history as an Edo people. Our history has been challenged for the past 4 or 5 years, and we have held our grounds because we believe that what we stand for is true, it is upright, and it is ordained by God and our ancestors. In the spirit of this festivity, I want to appreciate those Ido brothers and sisters who has continually stood great for our land. Well, my name is Imasuen Amowie Izoduwa, the Coordinator General, Association of Great Benin Descendants, an association that is standing on about 530 years old prophecy of bringing back all Benin descendants together wherever they are scattered. Our association was established by the mandate of God and our ancestors about 5 years ago. And we have continually borne that very difficult task because we are enabled by the providence of God and our ancestors. We're very confident for the past 4 years to 5 years of our existence, we've made quite an incredible achievement, and that has catalyzed this series of upliftment in terms of our resurgence of our Benin history. From the scion of our Association of Great Benin Descendants, other very numerous other groups sprang out from, and we are very, very proud of that, to be a parental organization or association to every other organizations that are presently doing one thing or the other to uplift the growth of our culture and our traditions. I'm particularly very excited about that. And I also want to talk about, through the influence of Association of Great Benin Descendants, there has been a resurgence of our historical consciousness on the social media space. We've debunked a lot of fallacies, hundreds of them. We have had a lot of press conferences in the actualization of the Great Benin dreams of what we are always anticipated. We have had conferences to talk about history. We have had numerous visitations to elites, kings, queens of various kingdoms that have that traces their ancestry to Benin Kingdom. We've even traveled to as far as Ghana in anticipation to meet our people, the Ga people, and we're quite very excited at the prospect of what 2022 holds for every Edo man and woman. I want to reiterate our utmost commitment to what we want to achieve in the next few years, most especially 2022 will be good and will be great. However, I will admit we've slowed down in about a year or two. That has been because some of us are currently undergoing what we call personal growth curve. And we are out of that shadow of that personal growth, and we're willing and capable to take up the mantle of the leadership of our association once again and put it in the pedestal of greatness where it truly belongs. These and several other things that we wish to achieve in the year 2022 will only be possible if there is a united front of the Edo people. And we want to understand that our history is one of the most important things that we have to take considerably seriously, because of it is an impediment to some historical revisionist. All right, all our neighbors begin to talk about us daily. We give them nightmare. That is because we are truly great. It's only those who are great, who has a potential of being great, that can be talked about the way we have been talked about in the past 10 years. 2021, it's also remarkably good in the history of the foundation of the Edo people, because this year we witnessed some of the return of our stolen artifacts. So we are also reiterating that we'll support, we are loyal, we, we, we are quite astonished by what the present monarch, the Oba of Benin, Obaewari II, Ogidigan, has achieved in about 5 years of his reign on the ancient thrones of his ancestors. We are quite very astonished by all of these incredible achievements that our royal father has made. Oba Tokbe. In all of these, we thank God that some of our artifacts have been returned, and we know that 2022 will be a lot bigger with all of the dreams and aspirations His Royal Majesty currently have for his people. We are very happy, we are very excited as a group and as a people to be able to witness the reign of the return of Ogidiga himself. So we are particularly very happy about that. In other words, we have also experienced some sad moments in 2021. Most especially, we've lost some very incredible Benin fighters, one of which is my mentor, late Dr. Imasuen Amowie Izoduwa. Well, we've had several we've had several meetings, and we've had several times that we've talked about what Benin could be. And I could remember that without him, it would have been practically impossible for me to be where I am today, because he was the man who really supported my ideas about what I want to contribute to our kingdom. And wherever he is, he understands that how so much as a student, as a proud student of his, and I'm going to keep his fire burning. All of his ideas, of his written works, will continue to share it with other generations that's going to come. In remembrance of Dr. Imasuen Amowie, we have to also remember our brother, a very good brother of mine, late Dr. Oguname, who was also a very strong fighter. So we remember him today because he fought for our history, for our common heritage. And to me, he will always be remembered, just like other heroes and heroines of Benin will be remembered. It is about happy moment. It is festive period, but we must also lend our voices to understand that Igwe Festival has been. There's a lot of misconception about Igwe Festival generally. Some of the religious folks has tamed or tagged the barbarity and all of that to Igwe Festival. I don't know what is barbaric about Igwe Festival. I hope it is their own practices or their own practice or their beliefs that is barbaric, not my own Igwe Festival, not the legacies of what our ancestors have bequeathed to us. Igwe Festival isn't fetish, isn't barbaric. It reminds us of accepting or giving thanks to God through our head, and to appreciate God for keeping us till the very end of the year. So for those who are quite very skeptical about Igwe Festival, I just say participate in Igwe Festival, and I'm sure that your life will be very blessed. So I needed to talk about that. Then I need to quickly talk about a little bit appreciation for some persons who have been very exceptionally very integral. First, like I always do, my special thanks goes to Mr. Aiko Bobaifo. Is my mentor, is one of my mentors too. He has been really very supportive, and God bless him for us. All right, I want to talk about my incredible Secretary General, Osamuan Osareme Enyose. He has been one of my greatest inspirators. The major reason I still want to push very hard and very strong in keeping fit to Association of Great Benin descendants is because of his ideas and his ideologies of understanding. It's one hell of a person who is really very patriotic. He shares in the same 4 cardinal ideas that makes Great Benin great. One of which is patriotism. The second is truth. The third is honesty. And the fourth is integrity. These are the 4 cardinal pillars that our old ancestors, our conquering ancestors, our imperial ancestors used in conquering this part of the world and making it one of the most revered and one of the most feared, fearsome. You know, I'm saying this to spite our neighbors who continually feel that our history is a threat to them. Yeah, these were the four cardinal points that our ancestors used in establishing the Great Benin Empire: patriotism, truth, honesty, and integrity. When you have all of these four characters, you're qualified as a true Edo man. And that is what we represent in GBD, and that is what my secretary represents. I have to thank Brother Mario, Vittorio, Banoba, quite a very long name, but it's a great par. He's been very supportive, one hell of a person who looks critically into my face and says that Izoduwa Inu now Magba, that sort of a thing. That's quite a very interesting person, so I recognize him. And quite a lot of order of our persons, in no order of preference. I want to call the likes of my brother, Iyamu Izogie. Yeah, Iyamu Izogie, another very great patriotic Benin person. I have to mention him. We have my friend Omononya, Prince Omononya. Then a couple of other persons I might not, under these very circumstances, I might not be able to call their names. They are very, very, very incredible people. But one thing I want to say is that every single person that I've met, who have said things about me, who have encouraged me, they are very incredible. I know the consciousness of people really embracing the traditions, the culture, and the history. It's awakening, and we are very excited. And being part of that legacy of the people who is doing all they can do to awaken the spirit of every Edo man and woman, it's something that is most incredible, and that's what some of us are representing. I understand that our ministry, part of making Great Benin great again, is quite underappreciated, but we are doing the greatest work. We're doing the greatest work because it's someone who are quite very acquainted with their history that we want to push further. And I also want to thank my incredible Facebook group members who are on the Ancient Keepers of Great Benin. That's just a Facebook group. It's not an association, but just a group where we talk about our Benin history. I'm sure that I've been able to meet with all of these people for the past 2 years, and I've been able to learn from them. They have been able to as well learn from me. So it's been a two-way thing. It's not a unidirectional educational system that we're creating. It's bi-directional. I learn from them, they learn from me. We make corrections and all of that. So if you're not a member of, if you do not belong to Uwaron group on Facebook, on our live videos, I was like, subscribe to it, because there you're going to learn a lot about our Benin history. We're unveiling not just common history, we're unveiling deep secret history on our platform. So I also want to say that for those our neighbors who, for whatever reason, think that, who refer to me as an extremist, well, I don't think that's a bad name if you refer to me as an extremist. If extremism means I'm protecting my sacred traditions and culture, then I like to be regarded as an extremist. Is extremism means that I'm defending my history against the fallacies that have been propagated by our neighbors, I should be regarded as an extremist. Is extremism means that I am very patriotic to my land, I should be referred, I will be gladly be given the title an extremist. So, well, there are no bad bloods. I always say this: talk your own, make I talk my own, not be quarrel. So I thank all of you. It's celebrate to everybody. We are making 2022 remarkably beautiful. And for those of you who I could not mention their names, don't worry. You are always remembered. The circumstances, I could not be able to remember all of the names I would have loved to mention. But let us keep the fire burning. Let us ensure that whatever that we must do as this present generation, we must do it. And before I round up, I have to also remember, recognize my daddy, Professor Yulawa Swanlele. Well, he's giving me a couple of assignments. I can't remember. I've not been able to meet up to that expectations because I'm very, very busy. But he has one person that is always open to carry the young Edo people who wishes to learn. It has been most amazing. And in conclusion, I might have stepped on some toes of some people because of my love for Edo land and Edo nation, or Benin nation, or Great Benin nation, or Idu land, or Igolomigodo land, however terms that you want to use for this land. I might have stepped on some toes. Sometimes I might have misinterpreted people's ideas about they loving this land just like the way I love. I want to use this avenue to apologize for being not too receptive, or being not receptive at all to people. And I have to apologize. These are my shortcomings. But in all of my shortcomings, you can tag me being arrogant. I apologize for being arrogant, but I really love this land, and that's what it is all about. I love this land. I'm patriotic to this land. I have lived my life according to the quota ideas of the old. I've lived my life being honest, being a very truthful person. I've kept my integrity, and I am very patriotic to this land. These are the 4 things that I rely so much on, and these are the things that will continually guide me. But through keeping all of these 4 cardinal points that has made Great Benin great in the past, has made me step on some toes. I apologize for my excesses, and let's kickstart 2022 on a clean slate, and I hope I get better. But one thing that will never change about Izoduwa is that Izoduwa really loves his land, loves his people, and will be willing to go to the extra length to do all that he will. In the spirit of Igwe, I say, Iselugbe Iviedo Nuzomo. Obaga talk by you. He said.